John, you're hardly ever home for dinner these days. I've had to endure Dad's terrible jokes alone. What's keeping you so busy?
Work mostly. And, just trying to figure some things out. What do you mean by that?
Oh, come on. I've known you your whole life. You've got that look on your face. The same one you had when you first met Amina.
All right, you got me. I ran into Amina recently.
Really? After all this time? How did that go?
It was unexpected. At first, it was a bit awkward, but we ended up talking about the past. I don't know, Nina. It felt like there's still something unresolved between us.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. You two were inseparable back then. But you've always been talking about your feelings, John. If there's unfinished business, maybe it's time to face it.
Maybe, but I'm not sure how to approach it. It's been so long and so much has changed.
Sometimes you just need to take a step forward, even if you don't know where it will lead. And remember, John, you don't have to do this alone.
Thanks, Nina. That actually helps. I've been overthinking it.
Of course you have. That's what little brothers are good for, overthinking and underacting.
All right, I get it. It's funny. Seeing Amina brought back so many memories. We talked about things I thought I'd forgotten. Things I thought I'd moved past.
Memories have a way of lingering, especially the important ones. What exactly did you talk about?
We talked about why things ended the way they did, and how we've both changed since then. It was hard, but in a way it felt good too. Like maybe there's a chance to clear the air.
It sounds like you're still searching for closure, John, and maybe Amina is too.
I think you're right, but I'm worried about reopening old wounds, for both of us.
That's understandable, but sometimes to heal, you have to go through a bit of pain. If there's still a spark there, you owe it to yourself to find out. Just be honest with her, and with yourself.
I will. I think it's time to be honest about what I feel, or at least what I think I feel.
That's a good start, John. And remember, you have people who love you, no matter what happens.
Thanks, Nina. That means a lot.
How was your day, my dear? You look like you've got something on your mind.
It was unexpected. I ran into John the last time.
Ah, John. It's been a long time since I heard you mention his name. How did that go?
We talked. It was complicated. There's still something there, but I'm not sure what it is.
Feelings like that don't just disappear, Amina. They may fade, but sometimes they come back when you least expect them.
I know, but it's been years, Grandma. I thought I was over it. Seeing him brought back so many emotions. Some good, some not so good.
That's the thing about the past, my dear. It has a way of sneaking up on you. But remember, love often requires patience and understanding. It's not just about what you feel, but also what you're willing to confront.
But what if I'm just holding on to the past because it's familiar? What if it's not right to try again with John?
Only you can answer that, Amina. But I will say this. Sometimes you have to look back in order to move forward. If there's a chance to find closure, or even a new beginning, it might be worth taking.
You're right, Grandma. I'm just afraid of making the same mistakes again.
Fear is natural, my dear. But don't let it stop you from finding your happiness. Think carefully about what you truly want, and don't rush your decision.
Thank you, Grandma. You always know what to say.
That's what grandmothers are for.
Kwame, what are you doing here?
Hey, Kareen. I know it might seem a bit sudden, but I just wanted to check on you. The last time we met at the pharmacy, you didn't seem too well. Thought I'd stop by and see how you're doing.
Oh, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you. Come in, please. Have a seat. Can I get you something to drink? Water? Tea?
Just water is fine, thank you. I hope I'm not bothering you or anything. I just couldn't stop thinking about how you seemed that day. I wanted to make sure you're okay.
No, you're not bothering me. I was just a bit under the weather that day. Nothing serious, just a malaria fever and some stress. I'm much better now.
I'm glad to hear that. Malaria fevers can be really tough. So, tell me, Kareen, what do you do when life gets too routine? How do you break the cycle?
I usually bury myself in a good book or go for a walk when I feel up to it. Maybe even try a new recipe if I'm feeling adventurous.
Oh, really? A new recipe? I might have to invite myself over for dinner one day then.
We'll see about that, Kwame. But first, you'd have to prove you're worth the effort.
Challenge accepted. But seriously, I'm glad you're feeling better. It's good to see you smiling.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you checking in on me. It means more than you know.
How's everything on your end, John? Especially with Amina?
We talked. There's still some unresolved tension between us. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way forward, or if we're better off leaving things in the past.
That's tricky, man. Relationships are never straightforward, especially when there's history. But sometimes the best way to move forward is to clear the air, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, Essie said something similar. She thinks I need to be honest with Amina, and with myself.
I think that's solid advice. You've got to ask yourself if you're ready to deal with whatever comes next, whether it's getting back together or finally letting go.
That's the hard part. I don't know if I'm ready for either. It's like there's this weight, this fear of making the same mistakes.
Look, John, you've grown since then. You're not the same guy you were. If you want different results, you'll make different choices. Just be true to yourself.
Yeah, maybe it's time I stop overthinking and start acting.
Exactly. And remember, whatever happens, you've got friends who've got your back.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it.
No worries. Now let's crush this business deal and give you something else to think about.
I'm really glad you agreed to meet again, Amina. I feel like there's still a lot left unsaid between us.
I feel the same way. There are things I need to understand. Things I need to say too.
I know I hurt you, Amina. I've spent years thinking about what went wrong between us. And I realize now that I never really faced the truth about my feelings. Or about us.
And what is the truth, John?
The truth is, I've missed you. I've missed what we had, and I've been afraid to admit it, even to myself. I think I've been holding on to guilt and regret for too long.
I've missed you too, John. But I've also been angry. Angry that you shut me out when things got tough. I needed you to be there, to fight for us.
I know. I'm sorry, Amina. I was scared. Scared of failing you. Scared of being vulnerable. I thought walking away was the right thing. But maybe I was just running away from my own fears.
I guess we both have our own fears to deal with. I've spent so much time wondering if it was my fault, if I pushed too hard or expected too much.
It wasn't your fault, Amina. You wanted us to grow, to be better, and I wasn't ready to handle that. But I've changed. I've grown, and I'm ready to face my fears now.
So what now, John? Do we try again? Do we start fresh, or do we finally let go?
I don't know the answer to that yet, but I do know I want to be honest with you, and with myself. I want to see where this goes, if you're willing to take that chance with me.
Maybe it's time for a second chance. A real one, where we're both honest and open. No more hiding or running away.
I'd like that, more than you know.